Alright, update on the console project. I took it to Mike, the upholstery guy, and overall we were good. He made a few suggestions about what I needed to do. This insert here where the switches and the shift boot go needed to be narrowed just a little bit for clearance as the vinyl wraps into it. And then he gave me some good tips on how to put this Landau foam. I've been talking about this, so you can see I've started putting this Landau foam. It's a closed cell, 1/4 inch thick foam, and I got it onto one side here, and you can see I've put a channel into this, and so I've got some aluminum trim stock, and I practiced making a little bullet tip. And so this is going to lay in this channel. And so the channel has to be wide enough so that the leather can wrap down into it and wrap out. And then, of course, you want this sitting down in it. You don't want to just scab it on the outside. You want it to look intentional. So this aluminum trim, it'll be polished, runs, clear to the back here, laying in that channel. So that channel's got to be absolutely perfectly square and straight. And so I think I got that. And this foam, I've got it glued on here. And the nice thing about this is it can be sanded and shaped. You can see this top is, not perfect. This channel is perfect, but I'm going to take a sanding block, black diamond sanding blocks, right? And I'm going to chamfer bevel this. I'll use 80 or 120 grit, and the same thing on this top edge. We want the vinyl to wrap around the factory edge of this ABS plastic here, right? So I've just laid the foam in. I made a rough cut, and then we'll sand it and bevel it down so it makes a nice transition from the foam to this factory edge. Make it nice and smooth, and then the leather will wrap up over that into this lip, and then the insert will sit down in there. So I've got a good start, gluing it down. I'm spraying Weldwood Landau glue. It's the best stuff. Mike's given me a couple quarts of it to use. So you just, it's contact cement. For upholstery, you spray it on both sides, let it get tacky, put it on, and that stuff is stuck. And then we'll use the same glue to glue the leather to this. The leather will come down, go into that channel, come out, wrap around the bottom, and the trim will go into that channel. So I got to finish. Do the other side, do the front, do this back, and then start sanding it. But start to put the foam on. There we go. Alright, we got Landau foam glued onto the console. You can see got some clamps holding the last glue piece down there. But I got that channel in there for the trim piece. Got lots of sanding to do here and level that all out, but that's the cool thing about this Landau foam is you can do it and you can shape it. There's a piece that goes on the back here. It's right here. Got foam on it. Got a bunch of clamps holding it down as the glue dries. We're getting there, slowly but surely. And let's see, do all the finishing, leveling, sanding, and then we'll wrap that thing. Put the trim piece in, and we'll see how it looks. And this is the the insert for the shifter and switches. That'll get the Landau foam here is 1/4 inch. This will get an 1/8 inch. Doesn't need quite as much. It'll drop in there and look nice, I hope. All right, keep pressing on. About ready to wrap this thing. I've got all the foam on. I've got it sanded. It looks a little rough, but when you feel it, it's it's smooth enough to wrap this material on. So like I said, it's going to be wrapped in a combination, nice vinyl on the side, leather on the top. But you can see I've used some filler to fill in some of the gaps where I glued foam together, and the filler I'm using is this Evercoat Polyflex. It's meant for like repairing plastic bumpers and stuff, so it can tolerate some flexing without cracking, and that's good. I just wanted to get a nice smooth surface. But I've got all the foam on. I've filled the little gaps and sanded it pretty smooth. Here's the insert for the shifter. It goes in there. I've gone ahead and put the shifter boot plate on there, and I've got the seat heater switches in. These are cool. So I decided to put them forward there. So that's going to be ready to be wrapped and foamed and whatever. And you can see I've got the trim piece. It's aluminum. It's a bullnose style, if you can see. Right, there's a bullnose ridge. So I laid that in the, I bought some stock, cut it, and tried to finish a bullet nose on there. And on the foam here, I've cut a little arrow. It looks a little rough now, but the vinyl lays in there nice. And so this trim piece will sit in this channel, and I've got some screws, special little blunt nose screws that you drill a hole in the back side of this and you screw it from inside to hold that in there. So I cut those, shaped an arrow here, rounded the back end off, and it looks okay. This the armrest part on the compartment in there, I've got this panel, and I went ahead and replaced the Infinity stuff. So here's two USB ports that connect to the stereo head unit, so you can do Android Auto and navigation and all that stuff. And then this is just a standard USB charging. So inside this compartment you can just charge a phone or something, and you can also connect a phone via Android Auto, or if you were an Apple person, Apple CarPlay. Right, but this will sit in here, and you can connect your USB stuff. This is going to get recovered and get contrast silver stitching like the rest of the interior. And this panel here with the cup holders goes in front. We may not recover this. This may match the rest of the material, so if we can save on material and labor on doing that, we will. But, those drop in here. Cup holder here, storage compartment armrest here. Here's the back piece, more filler. Got that pretty smooth. This snaps on the back. All right, you got to be able to do that, because when you put this in the car, you need this off. And over here on the back of the armrest thing is the bracket that actually bolts down to the transmission tunnel, or the tunnel in the car. So you need access to screw that down. You need access up front to screw it down here. Then you put this in. But it is, I think, ready to wrap in both vinyl and leather. Mike, the upholstery guy, is coming over. He's going to sign off on it, and if it's good, I'll give it to him and we'll get it done. That don't look bad. Huh? Well, it does, but looks like it could be wrapped and look good.